What does your self-image say about you? And I'm just talking about what you look like on the outside physically, but what you feel like on the inside. To find out more how this can affect your manifestation, listen on.
Manifest mindset with me.
Hello and welcome to Manifest Mindset by Affirm, Attract. Your place to come to when you need tips and advice when manifesting. We are an affirmation channel and you can find all our affirmation videos on YouTube. Hello and welcome back to Manifest Mindset with Affirm, Attract. As you heard earlier, I'm talking about self-image, inner self-image, and why it could be the reason why we are not manifesting. We can do a lot on the outside to make ourselves feel good, and we can feel good for the moment, for the event that we're going to, or just being at home. But on the inside, there's a lot of turmoil. And as much as we're trying to affirm, script, visualize, and all the rest of it, yeah, sometimes some manifestations can get through and you can get some stuff, but sometimes there isn't, and it always seems to be a battle when it comes to manifestation. We want our manifestations to be as smooth as possible. It's about faith. It really is about faith and trusting that what you have is already yours. But unfortunately, when we continue to live a life and we see things not going right or things just crashing down and all these things that's going on, it will affect us, and it would affect us internally. And what happens is we start to doubt ourselves. We start to doubt that we're worthy. We start to doubt that we're able to do. We start to doubt on a lot of things. And then sometimes, unfortunately, the internal image we have ourselves will reflect eventually on the outside. Unclean home, we're bathing less, we're not taking care of ourselves as much, then we're overthinking again, and then we're like, okay, this manifestation is not working. Well, all the other manners of thoughts and stuff that goes in our head. Now, coming back to the self-image, all this stuff can happen, and what happens is you're then creating a self-image of lack, a self-image of you are not worthy. And when you do that, you then cannot see yourself achieving or doing the things that you want to do. So what you have to do is you have to internalize, see yourself as the person that you want to be. Try and feel it. I know with law of assumption it's about feeling, but not as much. You just keep affirming and it can happen. And law of attraction is more about the feeling and the alignment and everything. But I do believe in both law of attraction and law of assumption that some type of feeling is needed. Maybe not in every manifestation, but I think if you want something that's gonna be a little bit more smoother and something that's not disjointed, like a lot of us get disjointed manifestations, like things don't happen, but then we manifest, oh gosh, I just wish I had more money, and £20 appears in your account, or someone gives you £20 or something like that. But we want manifestations that are gonna be in abundance, the ones that we really want, the ones that's gonna make a big difference. And to encourage that and to make that happen, we do need to work on our self-image, and not just outwardly but inwardly. Most importantly, like we can, like I said before, we can look as nice and act all whatever, but internally, if you're suffering and you're dying, then you are not believing that you deserve or even be are able to obtain the life that you want. So what you then do is you start focusing on negative thoughts about yourself. Maybe this is not meant to be. Maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to do. Maybe this isn't right for me, or maybe I'm not as capable as I thought I was. And when you do that, when you say these words and you see yourself, if you were to stand outside of yourself, vision that, and see yourself saying these things to yourself, and you look at yourself, your stature alone is going to be shrunken. Your heart would shrivel because it's not living up to your desire. You would just feel just so unworthy and just so not deserving. And maybe you will start also feeling that you're not capable. So what we have to do is we have to turn that around, and we need to start making the self-image of what we would like to see, like everything else when it comes to manifesting. And this is where writing down the self-concept will really come in handy. I'm not going to say to you just start willing yourself into being a completely different person, but scripting it, writing it down, get a self-concept. I've talked about self-concept on this podcast, and I think self-concept, if you're someone who struggles to manifest, is very important to have. You just work on yourself. I'm more than able. I am capable. I am skillful. I learn things so easily. I pick up things easily. Life has a habit of working out for me. I never have to worry about anything because I know that what I want will always come to pass. I am an able being. I command every room I walk in. People always pay attention to me. People listen to me. People like me. I'm such a nice person. Whatever your self-concept, rebuild it. If you're stuck, get that pen, get that paper. I don't want you putting it on the phone. I don't want you to put it on your computer. Get pen and paper. Write down how you would like to be. See yourself how you would like to be. How you're standing, how you dress, how you feel when you wake up, your energy levels, how you think, and more. As well as internally, we need to look at on the outside. What does your house look like, or the room that you live in? Is it a complete mess? Have you made an effort? Have you cleaned properly? Are you putting it off? Are you making excuses, or do you generally just don't have time? What are you going to do about things outwardly? Because unfortunately, when we start a circle, eventually down the line, we don't know when the circle started. Was it internally that manifested into the outwardly, that now my whole outside, I don't wash as much, I don't clean as much, I'm not doing anything much? Or is it because the other way around, that you're looking at your life on the outside and it's affected you internally, which is then reflected back on the outwardly, and then you get worse in everything? So somewhere along the line, you have to make that break. And yes, guys, I know that it can be so hard, and we want a magic word to say and things will be all right, but everything is belief and faith and determination. And you can feel sorry for yourself as much as you like, and you can play victim as much as you like. It is not going to serve you in the long run. You literally have to stand back and say, you know what, if I want my life to work, I am the only person that can make it work. You can listen to 100 gurus. Yes, there might be one that might end up motivating you to do it because they might say the right thing, or just at the right time, at the right moment, at the right second, you listen to it, and that was it that made you take that first step to changing your life. But whatever you do, it all stems from you. Take small steps. Take an hour a day, half an hour a day, even 15 minutes, and do something that will make you feel better. I've sometimes think, okay, there's lots of things I need to do. I need to resort out. I need to do this. And, I just don't have the motivation, or I'm not inspired, or I've got some priorities I've got stuff that has now become a priority. So therefore I can't do the other things, and life can get jumbled like that. So sometimes when you're watching a film or a TV series, if there's something that you can sit down in front that you can sort out, do it. Like you might want to sort out your digital files on your computer or your phone or your tablet. There might be some paperwork that you need to put in order. That's something you can just listen to and relax. Something that you need some concentration but don't need 100% concentration. And when you do these little things, yes, it's still small, and when you look at your life is still a whole big mess, but you're not tackling it, and you can't tackle the big mess at once. So the best thing to do is start with something. If the something needs to be big, go for the big stuff. Do whatever you need to do to help you. Because what happened is we're trying to manifest something, but our internal life is in disarray, and we can't focus. When the internal is in disarray, it will affect that outwardly, which will manifest into you being lazy. You stopped exercising, you stopped drinking water, you stopped taking care of yourself, you're having even more negative thoughts. So you have to try and turn this around. So your self-image internally is very important when it comes to manifesting. If you are struggling, if you're not struggling, this doesn't apply to you. I mean, it's still good to have a good self-image anyway for later on down the line, but it doesn't really apply to you. But if you are, try working on your self-image. I sit there and I'll be like, okay, you know what, my life seems like it's falling apart bit by bit. Things just keep going wrong. you're manifesting something and it gets taken away from you. I mean, this happened to me the other day. I was manifesting something. I don't want to go into details what it is. And within 2 weeks later, it came and then it was taken from me like that. And I just didn't know why, because usually when I manifest certain things, I always get it. And this time I didn't. So I think, okay, either maybe I'm not to do whatever it is, maybe it wasn't meant for me for whatever. It could be a divine reason, it could be something could have happened, maybe, I don't know. And it bugged me, and it kind of really, it did get me down. It kind of got me down, but I didn't focus on it because I got too many things in my brain to focus on it. But I kept coming back to it and I didn't understand why. And it taught me, and it was a lesson, because I thought, you know what, you can go out there and get something similar. You can go out there and put that work in. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Maybe someone needed it more than you did. And no matter what's going on in your life, maybe there's other things that you can do, and to not focus. So I didn't. Don't get me wrong. When I'm having a bit of a bad day, I will come back to it and it would annoy me and frustrate me and make me feel sorry for myself. But I always kind of like, you know what, snap out of it. It's done, dusted. It didn't happen. Let's move on. And then I try and now focus on other things. I have good days. I have bad days. I have days where I'm just numb. I have days where I'm just on it. So, but all I make sure I try and do is that regardless of where my mindset is at, that the focus is, I have the ability to change my mindset. I have the ability to make life happen and to keep going and to not give up on myself. Because when you give up on yourself, that is when you're going to lose, and you will keep losing until you decide not to give up on yourself. So check your self-image. What is your self-image internally feel like? What does it look like? Are you feeling low? Are you feeling like a victim? Are you playing the victim? Are you feeling sorry for yourself? You are not here to feel sorry for yourself. You want to big yourself up. You want to get that job, start that business, family, have money in your bank account. You want to do that. What does that look like? Okay, do you know what? Even if I get up late, I'm not going to write the day off. I'm just going to make it work for me. You know what? I made a list and I said, I'm going to do the dishes, do this paperwork, sort out this. And I did none of them. Instead of feeling sorry for yourself, it's like, you know what? Okay, let me just have this day and use it as a day of rest, relaxation, play some games, crosswords, and relax, and I'll pick it up tomorrow. Or do you know what? I've still got an extra 3 to 4, maybe even 5 hours left in the day. I can at least do 1 or 2 of these things off this list, and it's fine. I can just do the rest tomorrow. Whatever you do to kind of keep yourself going and not fall victim to yourself, because it's easy to feel sorry for yourself. It's easy to stop it's easy to just kind of like just fall into a slump. But the main game is you have to keep on. You have to believe in yourself. If you're gonna have a bad day, sometimes I just say stuff it, have that bad day. Yeah. And that's last resort here. I'm not encouraging people to have bad days, but let's face it, we're all human and these things happen. Have that bad day and say, do you know what? That day wasn't a great day for me, but that's okay. Because I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to have a good day. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and the stuff that I get done, I'm going to do it tomorrow. It may have put me behind a bit, but that's okay. I can either try and make it up with an hour a day extra time, or I can just put it at the end of the line. So, guys, that's it. I'm talked out on this subject. So sorting out your self-image is great if you are struggling to manifest consistently. I think we're all manifesting. We always manifest. As we all know, it may not just be the manifestations that we want, but we're manifesting all the time. Life, if you're not manifesting with your negative thoughts, sometimes you're manifesting to the point where you're just allowing life to just do its thing and you're just getting caught up in a wave. And we don't really want that. We want to turn things around. So I will encourage you, listeners, to take a step, read a book, tidy up what you need to tidy up, sort out what you need to sort out, do whatever you can that you need to do to make you a better manifester. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please subscribe, please share, and maybe even leave a comment below. So until next time, I shall see you later.